And welcome, you beautiful people in every which way. Now, today is Mother's Day, so go congratulate your mother, or if if she's still with you and all that good stuff. Buy her some flowers for putting up with you for her whole life and all that good stuff because, well, she's your mother. Now, for today's little video, we are going to be doing our part 2 of our weapon customization. Now, just to illustrate what we've done, what I've done to improve this along, is I've got quite a few different variables and a couple of sender objects that are different, and I've made some changes that will affect you a little bit if you try to follow. Now, before we get too far, I want to show you what this kit does right now as it stands. Because, well, that's what you're here for. So, let's get on to this. Now, we've got our full screen mode. Okay. Now, we have all these bool values for true or false. I'm just going to turn all these on for now. Now, you can change the skins on your guns based on the weapons. Okay, now, if I go and put this to the default skin, and we can change scopes and be perfectly fine. We've got a way to go backwards is forward, and I can change the mag. Now, this cube right here is just for illustration. I wanted it to be like very, very easy for you to see that you can change the magazine. That's why it's not a different model or anything like that. And besides, it doesn't have to be anyway. All it has to do is what we need right now. Which, if you're paying attention and stuff, you'll see that we have this variable right here under mag. Max mag, it's 7. But if I go to the next magazine, it's 30. When we change out our magazine, we also change a variable that we can call back to and point to for the maximum amount of ammunition. So if you wanted a regular magazine, or maybe like a really, really small mag, or maybe like a big, huge, I don't know, case magazine, you could do that now. Okay? See, a lot of times when I see FPS kits online and stuff like that, they're like, it's a fixed amount of ammunition and things, and that kind of sucks. I mean, really, it does. To me, anyway. I don't know how you feel about it. But it also will let us change out the magazine and get a bigger capacity mag. A big upgrade. Yeah, I want 90 bullets in my M16. That way when I'm sitting here slamming down the full automatic part of it, I can just slaughter or mangle or blow up anything that I want. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way it goes, right? So, bring the fire. So, but we have bulls here that if I don't want them to be able to change out the magazine, I don't have to let them. Okay? I can change this bull, and now I can no longer change the magazine. See? Push, push, push. No skins. But I can change, I can change the magazine, but I can't change the skins or anything else. And these bull values can be controlled at runtime or in edit time. What? Oh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Why isn't it changing? Oh, probably because of something in there. That's interesting. Okay. I may have found me a little slight bug. Very interesting when I was fooling around with that. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Probably not a bug, but just seemed funny, right? Oh, and I know my scope's a little too far back. Nah, that's no big deal. Push it up. I can make the scope like this. But the really great thing about this, and you'll notice, is when we look at this scope, I have a vector now. When we change the scope, I'm going to make a callback thing where it's actually going to get this aim position, and it's going to, change it. So whenever we change scopes, we don't have to, worry too much about certain things. We have a different script that's going to do stuff, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be lovely. So, what's this controlling anyway? What's this transform for? Oh, that's for the iron sights. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so without further ado, oh, and this is probably going to be more than one video of this one right here. There's going to be another video of it, I guarantee it. So, if I don't make it, because I don't want these videos to be too long. So let's take a look at what we have right now, code-wise. Which isn't going to be too bad, I don't think. Could be worse. Let's see here. We're going to look at our... Come on, come on. Come up. Oh, you can't find the window? Yeah. Typical OBS. Alright. So we have a class here that's called, I put in a namespace. And we're going to see the changes in sender EQ, vector, sender EQ, and then we're going to have sender EQ inherit from sender thing. Okay. Alright, so the first part of these wave of transform / classes is we need vector.set is from EQ. I want to seal this one because there's no sense in going beyond this one. And this one, sender EQ set, yeah, we go beyond it. Okay, so the first one is going to be this. It's a mono behavior. It doesn't have to be a mono behavior. You can make all these regular C# classes. It's not going to make much of a difference, but I'm going to show you something. And I'm going to explain why I decided to go with a mono behavior. Okay? See this weapon right here, okay, is when we do a component-based one, I can have these components on the magazine itself. But let's say later on, I want to change this script right here. So, as usual, you'll probably remove this, right? Or try to replace it. Well, these variables right here for the arrays, they get erased, okay? Pretty much you lose your referencing pools and stuff. So to make it easier on the workflow aspect, I made them components on the game objects. So all I got to do is add a component to a magazine and drag it in the magazines. A simple reference, okay? Instead of going through and making it look like this kind of thing, okay? Where I have to do the transform, the texture array, and the bullets and all that. All I have to do is drag in a thing. So even if I wanted to, I can make this a prefab, okay? And then just drag it right below and be fine. But I found that this is a lot easier just to drag in the script and reference the script than to just have it the other way around, like we did before, okay? Which, it's just it's simpler. I mean, yeah, it's another component, but look, alright, it's not that big of a deal because those components actually don't do anything by themselves. They have no updates, they have nothing. They just have calls that get called from other scripts anyway. So it's not like every single component we have has an update, okay? They literally do nothing. Alright? Well, they've got functions in them and everything, but they literally do practically nothing. Alright? So the trans will hold a transform variable. It must be public and everything because we actually go in another script and check it. Like right here, trans is coming from the inherited sender EQ trans, okay? So we reference it to make sure that we actually have a transform. Alright. Sender EQ is mono behavior, just transform. And it must be using Unity Engine. If you don't have this, then you don't have access to the transform or the mono behavior. Okay? It's not that big of a deal to have that. So this is the start. This is where we reference the transform for the weapons. And scopes / mags / lasers maybe later on. I mean, this is where the magic starts. Okay? I don't know how else to say that. Other classes work with this script to custom our weapons. Yes. Trans must be public. Alright. So that's about as simple as I can make it on that one. Okay. See, we did have it in this one, but I did not want, well, I wanted to just start with a transform. It should. It's not exactly something that we shouldn't deal with. Okay. This is where we pull in the sender EQ trans and build up on the skins for weapons and apply thingies. Things. Okay. No, we need it up here. Picture array or the item must be public. Public. Okay, so it's just textures, okay? Because what we do is we get the component and things and apply textures. And that's what this beautiful function for setMat must be public. Hi, my name is Or. Ding ding. Okay, so we also throw in an integer. Okay, now we're checking the transform to make sure that we even have one. If we don't have one, then it just bypasses this whole thing because it's null. It just goes, "Hey, are you null?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm null." So it just doesn't do this stuff. Doesn't do any of this stuff right here. Okay, now if the current.length, which is our texture array, equals 0, then we return. Because we don't have any textures, it should just stay the way it is, right? I mean, you know, it's not going to do anything. Okay, if it's beyond 0, you know, it's got some textures in there, it does material equals getComponent trans.getComponent mesh renderer.material. So we get the material. If the next material is less than current material.length, then we go and do this stuff. Okay, so let's say we only have one texture in our array. Okay, we make sure that the next material is less than the length. If it goes beyond it for any reason, beyond the length, it will just automatically grab the first one. So this is kind of like a use case scenario. Like, let's say all of our gun skins go higher than the skinning that we have for our textures. Okay, well, just because the gun has a texture doesn't mean our scope's going to have a texture or our magazine will have a texture. And this component right here is going to do pretty much the same thing for all those components, right? Your magazine or your other things. So we have to make sure that if there's no texture, you know, this number right here is beyond the length, then, you know, if it's less than the length, we grab what we're supposed to. Okay, if it goes beyond for any reason, because this is called right here, and I can just clamp it like I usually do and have it go back to 0, but then that means it's going to do something different. Okay, which it could not necessarily be a good thing. So I just go material and grab the first one. But like I said, if there's nothing in it, zilch, then guess what? It's going to return and do nothing and keep the material that it already has anyway. So that's kind of like a use thing. And the thing about this is cheaper than going like this. Cur.length. Okay? It's cheaper as a function. Alright? I know it's not exactly a right expression for it, but you'll get the idea if you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Because this is just checking a bool value and going, but this is super fast. Super fast. And that's what I wanted. Because when we're instantiating and everything else, we're going to be pulling a lot of memory. When this weapon is instantiated for the first time, it's got to go through all the components and do everything. So I want to grab a little less CPU as possible. Okay? Now, for the next component. The next component in our wheelhouse right here is Cinder EQ with Vector. Okay? This is a sealed one because I don't want it to go beyond this class right here. And all this does is take the Cinder EQ set right here and writes this stuff in it. That's it. And I put it in namespace, vector com. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, well, what happens to the other functions that were in here? The other functions still exist because we inherit all the other stuff. Okay? We inherit all the other stuff. Now, if I take you into Unity here and show you the components, you inherit all the other goodies. Okay? See how on their component we got transform? Okay? That's because the first inheritance, the trans thing. Okay? It's like trans something, I think. It's kind of hard. Yes. Cinder EQ trans. Okay? So we inherit that plus the other one, which is the texture array. And then now we've got a sweet little variable for how many bullets we want in the magazine. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just make this public and then go back? Well, there's a slight gotcha. A slight gotcha. Okay? Actually, yeah, this is going to be there's a slight gotcha. Making this public like this, a regular public field, it will allow me to manipulate this in script, which I don't want. I don't want to be able to manipulate that in script at all. Okay? Because then it means that I'm doing something that I probably shouldn't. I want it to be inspector friendly. A lot of people like stuff that's inspector friendly, and that's what I want. I want to be able to set this in the inspector. That's why the serializable field exists. But I want to get it, the vector, in script. Okay? And wow, this video is going to be extremely long, and I think I'm probably going to make this a lot shorter soon. So, we have the Cinder, the vector. Which other one do I need to show? We got the mag one out of the way. Okay, that's good. We've got that one. Now, let's work with the custom inspector. The custom inspector is a very, very easy to thing. So we're going to work with the custom inspector. I don't know why it's doing this. It's really starting to irritate me. For some reason it wants me to. It's probably due to some kind of freaking studious thing. Alright. So here is the custom inspector. Oh, no. Now I remember. Okay. I knew there was a change that I had to make for you guys and everything, and the problem is I forgot one. Okay? It's a class that we have for weapons and everything, but it's, where the heck is it? Where are you? Scripts, not player weapon, not that, not that. Where are you? Weapon components? No. Oh, yes, it's this one right here. Okay, this bad boy right here has done some changes. Now this is the weapon EQ manager script. This is our base class for our weaponry. Okay, I've got this serializable field that's protected. I've got an initial here, okay, which we pass in from our weapon. Then I have an initial weapon update. Initial update. What this function does is it updates skin, magazine, all that stuff. When it has to set stuff, I want it to be all one call and stuff. And I took the initial scope. This used to be public. Now it's protected. We can no longer call this outside of the script that we're working in. The child classes can call this, but the parent, anybody trying to go get component, weapon, equipment manager cannot call initial scopes no more. Initial mags is the same way. It's a protected field. Then we got set mag, which takes integer. It's public, virtual, so we can override the functionality if we need to. The set magazine, same way. Set scope, same way. Because we need these to be public so we can call these in a menu or something of that nature. We need to be able to pass stuff into here to go, hey, weapon, do this. Right? And then I got a virtual void initial skins. This is also protected. This array used to be public, now it's protected. Sender EQ set, and it takes the group and it disables everything. Okay? This function will be changing, and this function is also going to be changing. And I don't think I even use this graph. So, I don't think you have to worry about any of this stuff here. If so, I'll run into it and I will gladly tell you how I fixed it. Okay? Now, this actually, I think we're already hitting close to 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video from here, and then I'll automatically start recording the next one, because the custom inspector is kind of hinky in the way it works, and you guys might not understand, and I want to dedicate like a whole lot of time for it. So the video will probably be up right away anyway, but I'm going to drop it at this point right here so the video is not super long, and start with a new one. So thanks guys for watching. I know it's not going to be pleasant. I know, just hold your horses. Trust me, a lot of stuff could go wrong in the custom inspector, and you're not going to like it. And I'm also going to show you why this could go wrong too. So, like if you like, share, subscribe, smash the like button so YouTube can break the website, you know, do all that stuff, and you know, hope the video goes 1 million views. I don't know, but thanks for watching, guys, and this is War Over and Out. Remember, I'll be probably linking it in the description or down in the comments for the next video as well. I've seen a lot of people liked it, so thanks. And peace, guys, and take care. And don't forget your mother.